Consequences of not serving the notice period. 3 months notice period after resignation seems like crossing a mountain. Hi, my name is Nancy. I'm the founder of Careervues. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon because I keep sharing weekly career tips with a lot of people like you. Many of us do not want to serve the notice period for various reasons. It could be a toxic work environment, it could be a bad boss, it could be the commute time, it could be your relationship with the company, or just eagerness to join another job. Whatever the reasons are. I'm getting a lot of questions from a lot of employees regarding their rights during the notice period. What they should do in case they plan to buy out the notice period, what are the legal clauses? So in this video today, I'll be answering all your questions related to notice period. How to negotiate your notice period, or moreover, if you decide to buy out a notice, what you must do. In this video, I'm going to help you to understand the consequences of not serving notice period. Let's have a legal view at it. So without making you wait further, let's begin to understand the consequences of not serving a long notice period. All the employers generally want employees to serve the proper notice period. When you resign all of a sudden, sometimes employer want to let you go off immediately. But some of the employers, they really want you to work a lot and complete all the pending work within your notice period. Few of the employers are totally in a denial mode. They are not ready to support you or understand your situation that you have to join another job. As a consequence, they sometimes refuse to give you a reference letter, they ask you to buy out and pay a hefty amount, they want to hold your salary. The first thing that you must do in this case is check your employment contract. Understand what are the clauses mentioned if you don't want to serve the notice period. Because there is a possibility that your employer could withhold your salary or ask you to pay the entire amount of your notice period to them. Some employers don't even allow you to buy out. At the most, they could put a labor ban on you. So it's very important to thoroughly go through your employment contract to understand what could be the legal consequences. If you're so keen on reducing your notice, the second thing that you could do is talk to somebody in your organization. Reach out to an HR professional. Ask them what are your options if you want to leave early or if you don't want to serve notice, if you want to buy out. Any of these questions could be answered properly by your HR department. You can provide them with several options to make their job easy. You can ask them that you would like to work from home during your notice period. You could go on a sabbatical. You could work few hours extra to compensate for your early exit. When you see the denial from your boss or the HR department, do not give up. Just keep focusing on the end result that you want. It could be not serving the notice period or it could be an early exit. Politely follow up on what are your options. And whenever you follow up, make sure it's a written email, followed by your visit to the HR. If they agree to your buyout option and it's mentioned in your employment contract, you can always ask them about end of settlement. How do they do it? What is the handover process? What next steps you could take to make their job easier? If you have somebody in your mind who could take up your job, offer them your replacement. This definitely helps sometimes. Be very kind and professional while talking to HR. Lastly, they are the only people who could offer some kind of compensation or some kind of exit documentation that would help you to join your new job. Now let's talk about the detailed consequences of not serving notice period. Employees generally ask me, if I don't want to serve the notice period, what legal actions my company could take against me? Your company could declare you absconding. In case you put your resignation and vanish from the organization, they could declare you absconding. They may file a legal case against you. Some international companies, they also put a labor ban on employees. And due to the ban, they could not work for anyone for a certain period of time. The next consequence that people ask me about is, I want to buy out my notice period. My employer is not agreeing on that. How can I reduce it? And if I do not serve the entire notice period of 3 months, what would be the consequences? My answer to this is your buyout totally depends on what's mentioned in your contract. If your contract is not eligible to buy out the notice period, you simply cannot buy out the notice period. And if you serve the incomplete notice in this case, your employer will trouble you with your end of service benefits. Your end of settlement, your gratuity could go on hold. The employer might even deny to pay your salary if the notice period is incomplete. If you have to go after an incomplete notice period, make sure you find a way out to reduce your notice period somehow. You can go to your boss directly, ask for his support, reach out to the other people working for the company. They may provide you with a solution. The next widely asked question is, I have just joined the company 2 or 3 months ago. I have got a better offer. I want to resign, but I have a notice period of 3 months. I don't want to serve it. What do I do? Generally on probation, there is no notice period applicable. Check your contract again. If you still have a 3 months notice period or you have signed a bond with the company, in this case, your best option would be checking the buyout eligibility or negotiating your notice period is your only option. If you are in an early career and you are ready to eliminate this experience completely from your resume, you can put your resignation and leave the organization without any handover, without doing any documentation. This is an unprofessional way, but if you have no other way out, this is your only option. But do not do it if you have completed at least 6 months with the company. That makes you a permanent employee. Leave any organization gracefully. Just putting your resignation and finding an exit door should be your last option if nothing else is working out. If it's just been a month or 2 months, you can completely eliminate this experience from your CV and join another organization. The consequence of doing so will be not having a recommendation letter, not having a positive reference. If it's a big company and a lot of employees know about you, they will badmouth you. The industry and market gets to hear very negative comments about you sometimes. So if you're ready for this, this is your option. Another frequently asked question is there a penalty for not serving the notice period? It depends what is written in your contract. If your contract says that you have to pay certain amount in full if you have failed to serve the notice period, then that becomes your liability. The company can take a legal action against the employee as a consequence of not serving the notice period. So if any legal term like you have to serve the notice, otherwise you have to pay a full year amount or this much amount, pay attention to such a clause in your contract and take an informed decision. The last question that I will answer in this video is, can I settle my notice period based on my pending leaves? Yes, of course you can. But it totally depends if those pending leave settlement is allowed by the company. Again, we come back to referring to your employment contract. You have to go through your employment contract to see if leave settlement is an option. Another way that you could find out is asking the HR of the company. Ask them if you could settle your notice period through your pending leaves. Or lastly, if you could buy out the notice period. If you neither buy out nor settle it with your pending leaves or work from home option, there will definitely be consequences from your employer. For permanent employees, it's really not advisable to leave your notice period in between. But we all have our reasons. The solution to this problem is sometimes you can show your health concerns through a medical certificate and go on a prolonged leave. That way you get to reduce your notice period. But again, if the company finds out that you've joined another organization, there might be consequences. If it's a small company where it's a family-run business of 2-3 people, this could be another solution to your problem of submitting an emergency leave with a medical certificate and moving on in your career. I hope you found these tips useful. Do let me know if you have escaped the notice period from any of your previous employers. We all have different solutions to the same problem. I would love to hear from you. What kind of notice period you have escaped in the past? Do let me know in the comments. Alternatively, if you have any questions related to your notice period, please post them in the comments. I generally answer my questions. I have made another videos about the notice period. I'm going to tag them in this video, and you can find the links in the description of that as well. If you have any feedback of this video, and if you want me to make videos on a specific topic, do share that in the comments as well. I'd like to work on it. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any of the weekly career tips. Stay tuned to Careervues until my next video. Thank you for watching.